Are you a new or returning player coming back into Battlefront 2 in 2025? Well, don't fear, because this is the series for you. Welcome to the How To series, where we break down every hero in Battlefront 2, from the dark side to the light side, from saber heroes to blaster heroes. This is the series for you. We will break down every single hero's star cards, abilities, general kit, and strengths and weaknesses, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Hello everybody, my name is Swag and welcome back to the next part of the video series on the How To series. Today we will be doing a quick showcase of Luke Skywalker. Definitely a very fun hero to play. He's got a lot of force push abilities, so maps where you can push people off the map are very fun to play in with him. He's very quick and agile, and he's pretty damn good for dueling as well. So as always, we start the section off with abilities. Starting with his push. Luke Skywalker uses the Force to push enemies in front of him, knocking them over ledges or into danger. There are some plays to be made with a push, surprisingly. You know, I guess the main part of the kit is you can ledge them off the map, especially like when you get Kashyyyk, Bespin, or Camino. Those maps are really fun to play with him, especially if you get the push off and you have the push cards, which we'll get onto later. You can push people off the map from so far away with these like purple cards, and it is so satisfying to hit. Obviously, you also have the fact that let's say you're not playing Luke in a map like Bespin, Camino. Let's say you're playing on Crate, where it's very enclosed. You have loads of open space, and you use the force push. You can use the force push defensively, right? If someone's rushing up to you and you need to create distance, the force push is great. It keeps the opponent back, and it gives you time to recover some health or get your stamina back, right? The push can also be used offensively. There is a combo you can do with the push where you do a swing into another swing, and then you cover distance, right? Or you could do something like a jump push, where you go into the sky and then you use your push, and then that will send the opponent not exactly forwards, but like in a downwards direction, so they actually don't go as far away, so they're still relatively close to you. This can also be done with Kylo with his ability, but we'll get onto Kylo in another video. So the push overall is not a bad ability, and it's pretty good. Next up, Repulse. Luke Skywalker sends a burst of force energy out from the ground, dealing damage to any enemies nearby. So it's also a force ability that can do knockback, right? But unlike the push has a further knockback range, right? So when you use the push, you can knock them pretty far back. But with Repulse, not so much. With Repulse, it's more like they get pushed like a meter or so away from you, which is good because then that means you can get close to the enemy, since Luke is really fast, and just start swinging and doing a lot of damage to them. Some combos you might see with the Repulse is like a Repulse into a Force push, or maybe a push into a Repulse into Rush. Like there's loads of different playstyles you can do for Luke as far as how you combo these abilities. But they can all be used fairly defensively and offensively with these Force attacks, so that's something to keep in mind. And finally, Rush. Luke Skywalker uses the Force to enhance his speed and quickly move in any direction while swinging his lightsaber. This card is, I would say, similar to Maul's Dash, except it's slightly slower. Maul's Dash is very good, but when we say Maul's Dash, I'm not talking about the dodge, I'm talking about his right ability. Maul's right ability, compared to Luke's, is much quicker, and it covers a greater distance, right? So if you play Maul, Rush is similar to the dash attack that Maul does. And what separates the two, kind of what's good about Rush. Rush is great with cards, specifically, with some cards that I'll mention, but also it's good for covering distance, it's good for just going around your opponents or getting behind them. If you're playing against an opponent who has low sensitivity, and getting behind them is going to be very important to beat them with Rush, so that's something to keep in mind. Obviously, if you're going against an opponent who has pretty high sensitivity and they know how to turn, this might be a bit problematic, but still, Rush is still good for like confusing your opponents. It's also great for getting through distance, and overall not bad. You can also combine cards with all of these abilities to get a really nice playstyle of him. So let's go on to his cards. Starting with his first card, Epicenter. Repulse will deal bonus damage to targets standing within half of its radius. And I'll be honest, Epicenter is a card I used to run for a long time with Luke. Basically, with all these attacks that Luke has, you can block them, right? And they will do no damage. Let's say you're running Epicenter. Well, now when you block, you're actually going to take some damage from the repulse, which is something that's really actually quite nice. Because with Epicenter, if we're doing damage through the block, that means first of all, we can do damage through block. That's pretty OP. Second, why is doing damage through block a good thing? Well, we're burning through their stamina, and we are burning through their health, and we are stopping their health regen. That's something that's really key. This card is incredible for applying so much pressure with Luke, and the fact that Luke can be so agile and can get around places really fast and, you know, get behind opponents and confuse them, this card will be absolutely crazy, and it will force your opponents to really play very defensively, which is a great thing about this card. Deflection Mastery. Blocked blaster shots are deflected super accurately but drain more stamina. I'll be honest, this is not a card you want to run with Luke as far as in a dueling perspective. From what I've seen other people say, Deflection Mastery doesn't really work at close range as far as the accuracy goes. It's more so, Deflection Mastery is more for long range deflection. Because when you compare Deflection Mastery without Deflection Mastery at close range, there is no difference, okay? It's only when you're far away does Deflection Mastery really kick in as far as the accuracy goes. And if you really care about the stamina drain, to be honest, this card is a bit wasteful if you think about it, because Luke is all about moving really fast and being really agile. And blocking every now and again, yes, but in most cases, there's loads of different maps where you can just hide behind objects and different places. And with Luke, you should be able to get to many different places really quickly. So it's more so that you're just hiding behind cover and not really blocking so much. So Deflection Mastery seems like a little bit of a wasteful card. If there is a build you could do with Deflection Mastery, I mean, I guess you could. But it's just, the point is Luke can go to many different places really quickly, and that's how you should be playing. You shouldn't be going into blocking blaster shots, really. So if you're ever in danger, you should be dodging away and dashing away and getting out of the area as soon as possible. Intensify. Every enemy trooper defeated or 200 damage to villains increases Luke Skywalker's damage to 2 by 2 to a maximum, and resets when he is defeated. And obviously you want the purple card because then the maximum damage goes up even further. This card is fantastic for both trooper modes and HVV or dueling. Extra damage is always nice to have, and the fact that this doesn't cost Luke, so like some cards like Massive Strikes and Sith Trained for Grievous and Anakin, you'll notice that the card mentions that you do extra damage, but you also drain more stamina. Intensify does not do that. This is just literally more damage for doing damage, which is a great thing. And the nice thing about this is that if you kill a trooper, you are already going to get 2 extra damage with that. So now imagine running around killing loads of different troopers. You're almost going to the maximum really quickly because troopers are super easy to kill. And especially if you're so hard to hit because you're so agile and quick, you can basically get to the maximum pretty quickly and just do 36 extra damage per lightsaber swing and absolutely destroy your opponents, which is great. As far as how this card fares in like dueling perspectives and HVV, more damage is always nice. The fact that it doesn't cost stamina as well, this is an absolutely busted card to have on Luke. I believe this used to have a different saying on it. I know I don't remember if Intensify used to be called Intensify, but I think they made a change with some cards, and I think this was one of the cards, and I don't remember what it used to be. But maybe I'm bugging. Anyway, Stronger Push. Push has a greater knockback. This is the only card you should use for knocking people off the map, to be honest. I mean, you can get some funny-ass clips when you push people off the map, especially when you play in Kashyyyk, Bespin, Camino. Those are the top three off the top of my head. I can't think of any other maps. If I play those maps and I'm on Luke, I'm always going to switch to this card. This card is always fun to run, and seeing opponents fly off the map is the greatest feeling in the world. The force push knockback you get with this card is insane. You can just click your ability from the middle of the map and they will fly off the edge. It's super funny and super great to use. Rush immunity. Every rush makes Luke Skywalker more resistant to damage for 3 seconds, and the damage reduction stated here is 15%. This is an actually pretty good card to have. If you're someone who's making good use of his right ability, which is his rush, you are getting free damage reduction for 3 seconds. That is super good to have, because the trifecta I always say, health regen, health, stamina, and damage reduction. If any card can boost any of that, that's fantastic. This is giving him damage reduction. Now, 15% might not seem too much, but damage reduction is still important. Luke is somewhat of a squishy character, I'd say, even though he's fast and agile. If you can compare him to like Maul, he is like a light side version of Maul. Super fast attack speed, but super squishy. So getting that damage resistance is very useful, especially when you're using Rush. So this is a very good card to have. Jedi Reflexes. Luke Skywalker can do 1 extra rush, but the recharge time is slightly increased. Similar to Maul, where you can get yourself an extra right ability, and there's another one with Yoda where you can get another dash attack as well. This is just the same thing, basically. You get an extra rush, but it takes longer to recharge the rush, since now you have 3 instead of 2. And at 10% as a purple card, this is actually not a bad card to look at, because 10% is not a lot as far as the recharge rate goes. And if you are someone who can pair, like we can combo something like Jedi Reflexes with Rush Immunity, that's pretty strong. Just these 2 cards alone, you are playing into that right ability, and it is super strong. Now, given the right ability doesn't go through block like Yoda's, it's still fairly strong because of, like I said, the mobility and the going behind your opponents and confusing them. And the damage resistance paired with this, you can be pretty agile with this setup here, and it's very nice to have. So definitely something to consider when you're comboing those 2 cards. Jedi Fighter. Luke Skywalker's melee strikes and blaster deflection both drain less stamina. Okay, now, my issue right now is if we just compare to deflection mastery, the stamina drain increase says 10%. Oh wait, hold on, I read this wrong. He drains more stamina. This card is actually horseshit. Deflection mastery, now that I look at it, just don't bother putting deflection mastery on, it's not worth it. Go for Jedi Fighter. You get a stamina drain decrease of 35%. Brother, that is incredible. And my setup is, I would usually run Jedi Fighter for dueling, because stamina is important. If you can manage stamina, go for it. You don't need Jedi Fighter, but I personally use Jedi Fighter, and I think it's absolutely incredible to have more stamina available when I'm blocking, so that I can get into those fights more and be more aggressive. Because I think with Luke, you want to be really fast and really aggressive. If you looked at the Maul guide, it's a similar, it's a similar sort of concept where he's squishy, but he's fast, and you need to play into that speed. You need to be really aggressive with him so that you can finish the fight quickly, or maybe try and do as much damage as possible. So that you can do as much damage as possible and then run away potentially. Extended push reach. Push has an increased AoE. I mean, I don't think when we're talking about the context of AoE, we're not talking about range, we're talking about the area around us, okay? So if you put this card on, it's not going to increase the range at which you can hit someone. That is just the area around you. So you could play into, like, once again, I'd probably consider this more of a legend card. So if you want to play like extended push reach and then stronger push, go for it. This is definitely the card combo for ledging people off the map. So I don't have to say much here. It's mainly for ledging. I mean, if you want to do that, go for it. And finally, strong repulse. Repulse has an increased AoE. This is a good card to have, especially when you pair it with something like Epicenter. So now you have an increased AoE. So now the radius is bigger. And Repulse will deal bonus damage to targets standing within half its radius. So basically, we're making sure that we're getting the extra 40 damage due to the increased radius that we have gotten from Strong Repulse, this card here. Basically, we're getting more consistent numbers, so we're proccing this card more often and getting more damage in there. Definitely a good card to have. You could argue as well that you could do some ledging opportunities here. The thing is with Repulse is like, it's not really a ledging card. It's not really a ledging ability because it's not like Force Push, right? It's not like you'll get a crazy distance of Force Push. Repulse, more so they just kind of stay in the same spot or they get pushed like about a meter or two away from you, and that's it. It's more so, I'd say this card you'd probably play more into like those trooper modes, so that you could pair with Epicenter, or get some sort of card combo with the Repulse. So that's all his cards broken down. Now let's take a look at what are his potential HVV or dueling cards that you could pair up with to make Luke an absolute beast when you're going against any dark side villain. So, what are some cards you could do? Well, something I've been running, or my initial what I've been running before I switched, was Epicenter, Jedi Fighter, and Rush Immunity. So we're getting damage resistance when we use the dash. We have more stamina, and we're applying pressure with the middle. So we're hitting every single possible ability and making them a bit stronger, apart from the push. This setup is pretty good because we are keeping on top of our stamina. You know, if you are someone who thinks stamina is important to you and you find that you usually run out of stamina, definitely consider Jedi Fighter as a card for you because then you will drain less stamina, so you have more stamina available for the fight as it prolongs, so you are not left in the open. So this should be something you consider. Epicenter, like I mentioned, is great for applying that pressure to the health, stamina, and stopping the health regen. Very good if you want to play aggressive. And the damage resistance when we use the rush, because otherwise on its own, you can get caught out quite easily with something like a choke, and you will take a lot of damage with it. So having damage reduction is nice because you're taking less damage. It's always good. So what are some other options that you could potentially pick? Intensify, specifically for dueling, I'd say in a dueling scenario, you could do maybe Rush Immunity. If you can manage your stamina, if you can't manage your stamina, I'd say go Jedi Fighter. If you can't, so you would do Jedi Fighter, Intensify, and Rush Immunity. Otherwise, if you can, Epicenter is great because this is the maximum aggression setup right here. I think getting that Epicenter card here, making sure that we are doing that pressure, just doing damage with our lightsaber, or sorry, doing damage with anything, so long as we get 200 damage, gives us extra damage. That's always nice to have. And Rush Immunity, like I mentioned before, for the damage reduction. This setup is pretty good to have. And it's something I would consider if you know how to manage your stamina. Otherwise, I'd probably switch Epicenter off for Jedi Fighter. As far as cards you could use for knocking people off the map, I mean, if you're going for a pure knockback build, you can go Strong Push Extended, Push Reach, and Stronger Repulse. This trifecta of absolute ledging right here is insane. Okay? If you are someone who likes the Rush ability, I could see you maybe do Jedi Reflexes with Rush Immunity. And then if you think stamina is important, maybe do Jedi Fighter. If you want to do more damage with any attacks, go Intensify. Or if you want to make sure that your Repulse does a bit more damage, that you apply pressure with this setup, you could go Epicenter. There is loads of different card combos you could do. It's very dependent on your playstyle. For new players, I'd say go for the stamina card. For more experienced players, go for either Epicenter or Intensify. Completely up to you. Go ahead and test it out. The only card I would not recommend anyone really run is Deflection Mastery. I mean, unless you can make an argument for why Deflection Mastery is good, I rest my case and think deflection mastery is not that great. And now onto the trooper modes. What do we want to do now? This is an interesting one here. Because with Luke, I'm actually not certain if his epicenter, with the epicenter card, you insta-kill assault troops. I would have to look at that. But epicenter, strong repulse, so that we're making sure we're getting more people inside the radius because of the bigger AoE. And probably intensify. Because if you can get that to the maximum, I believe this insta-kills. So this combination here of strong repulse, intensify, and epicenter to ensure that we're getting so many kills as soon as possible, right? I guess this is a bit more of an aggressive approach. If you wanted to play it a bit safer, you could maybe do rush immunity and potentially Jedi reflexes, because this will make sure that you have the rush available more, so that you can run away potentially if you ever get into a weird situation. You have that damage resistance, so you shouldn't be taking too much damage. And if you can get to max stacks, you should be one-shotting regular troopers. So I think this setup should be pretty good. So loads of different options available there. As far as what I will run for the HVV game, that will be soon happening. I'm going to do Intensify, Rush Immunity, and Epicenter. And we will showcase Luke very soon. And that's been his card setup. If you disagree, please feel free, let me know what other mods you think that Luke would be nice to pair up with. I think I've explained every single one. I just generally don't think Deflection Mastery is a good card. The super accurately deflected stuff is not... You don't see that until you get to further range, and it drains more stamina, so hell nah, definitely don't run this card. As far as appearances go, I honestly prefer his regular look. The black and green is an absolute chef's kiss. Sometimes I switch to half. I don't use this one. Farm Boy, I don't really like it. Half for Jedi, that's my look. And we shall jump into some good old HVV and showcase Luke. Nice, and we have secured Luke. Now, as far as the selection goes, Luke has a pretty high selection rate as well. So, on the light side, you usually see Luke and Anakin getting taken first. On the dark side is usually Vader, who's always taken, so just keep that in mind. Ooh, and nighttime, baby, let's go. I'm gonna show off the lightsabers in the dark. BB90, what the hell is this matchup, chat? I seem to be very high level. I apologize if I am rusty. I literally haven't played Battlefront 2 since yesterday. But no matter. I just want to showcase kind of the ability that Luke has in being really quick. Stop aura farming. No aura farming for you, pal. So we did a little bit of that jump attack there, the jump force push, and you see he didn't really go that far, which is a really nice thing. Because then I could do follow-up attacks. And look how we did that. Somewhere in here is the droid, he is dead. Please don't run the droid, guys. Yeah. Those jump attacks, those jump force push attacks that we do, they literally get grounded to the floor and they do not get pushed that much. That's great for us doing those follow-up attacks. I can see you. Obviously these are new players, so I can't really showcase this against higher skill level players. But he did get pretty confused. Jump attacks are also great with Luke. I think he has one of the best jump attacks in this game. Right, there's Vader. There's one of them. How's the parry game? Pretty strong. And oh no, don't run. Nice, there we go. And yeah, I'm sorry Vader, you are cooked. Nice. Pretty good so far. He switched to Dooku. Who was that? Probably the mole. Yeah. Get in here. Oh, man, coming back to this game and doing hook swings, whew, they feel so nice. Luke feels the best with hook swings in my opinion. Maybe Luke and Maul. The agility they both have and just doing hook swings is so satisfying. Once again, we do that push and we get 2 lightsaber swings in there. With maybe other characters, you'd only be able to get 1. But with Luke, since he's super fast with his attack speed, it's pretty good. I haven't really showcased much of the rush. I think for my setup, I don't really need it. But having the damage reduction is still nice either way. I'm not sure I'll be able to showcase like the ledging tech, not the ledging tech, what's it called? The push into double lunge. Because I don't, it's pretty hard to land, to be honest. So I'm not gonna do it. Down the parries as well. It's on point. I definitely miss playing with Luke. He is so fun to play. And if you can master him, he's so good with the agility he has. It's incredible. I do like the dark on the night on this map. It's super nice with a lightsaber glow. Oh, spread the word for Battlefront 3 guys, I swear. Palpatine can be annoying to play against though. Oh, my force push is bugged. I want to lure them out. I don't want to fire up here. Oh, Yoda's dead. No. Yeah, kinda. Oh my god, look at Palpatine, Palpatine. Whoa, god damn it! My repulse bugged. No. Alright. First death, no problems. I wanted to find some open space to fire on because I don't really like this inside part of Tatooine. I prefer this part here, the outside. Hello. Oh, I didn't get a force push there. Ooh, he just hit me. Ah! God damn it. Back to it. I'm having some fun here. Let's help out the team. Oh my god, it's so disgusting to hit. Alright, we have a Han. Nice. Wait. Cancel this frenzy there. Oh, we dashed. Yeah, a little quick rush in there. Great for getting to people who are like further away from you. Pretty chill session so far. Oh, this one was on the road. Nice force choke there. 5 kills remaining. He doesn't suspect a thing. I'll just let him get the kill. Oh. Everyone is dead. Nice. I don't really like the green lightsaber color. It looks really sick on Luke. Get the force push him into the crowd. He's dead. Let's find where everyone's gone. I hear a droid. Oh wait, that's us. Where are they? Shit. They put their turret down. Uh-oh. Kill them all! Oh, Anakin's gone. Well, they got a Phasma in here. God damn it, she got cooked. And, oh, there's one more left somewhere. Where is he? Hello, where did you go? What were they doing in here? Setting up shop. They're running away. They're probably splitting up. Oh. Your lightsaber color reveals itself. Maul vs. Luke is a very nice matchup. Two very agile characters. Nice. I mean, what a great game. A very easy matchup for Luke because these guys are pretty low level. No problems there. Still at high level, he is super elusive and super hard to play against. And that's why I think he's really good. Super solid for dueling. And just getting around different parts of the map. The lightsabers are bugged for some reason. That's been HVV, guys. I hope you enjoyed Luke, this guide for Luke. If you maybe recommend me some other hero I need to play, guys. Come on. Probably going to do a dark side hero next. And we will continue this series on. So, thank you for watching and sticking through to the end of the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.